All right, welcome to a hastily put together Volairen show, unofficial really. This is a very casual stream, guys. I did no planning. I didn't make a thumbnail. I didn't have a specific thing to talk about. Yeah, I'll be playing Stellaris in the background, but that's just to fill the time between what I say. You know, this is not anything official. Just acknowledging that I got the 9,000 subs. That's cool. But I do have an announcement for those that are watching or that watch this later. I formally invite all of my viewers, and why wouldn't you? Those of you that give a shit. Yeah, it's first and goal. Started from the bottom, now we here. You don't know how much self-control I had to exert to not risk demonetization to put Drake's song on here right now, but that's how I feel right now. Started from the bottom, now we here. I mean, it's time. It's happening. We're here. I didn't know if we were going to get here, but we are. Apparently, the forces that be think I'm ready for this. Maybe I'm not. Maybe it'll flatline at like 9,500. I don't know. But when that hits that magical number of 10,000, you're damn right I'm going to celebrate. I don't care what other YouTubers might say. Oh, it's not a big deal. Well, it's a big deal to me, bro, so I don't give a shit what you think. That's my attitude towards, that's what I say to that. Hey, you do you, man, but I'm going to do me. And you know what? Did we not, a lot of us, spend years waiting for this? I certainly did. This is something I have thought about. 10,000 matters, okay? It is kind of a magic number. I'm not saying that it has as much power as it's hyped up to have. Obviously, it's just a number at the end of the day, but the thing of it is, what it means is important. People will no longer look at my channel and see 4 digits. They're going to see 5. That's going to bring more people in. That's just how it is. I'm going to get more views than somebody who has 3 digits. You know, that's just how it is. That's just the game, right? That's just the YouTube game. Now I don't place too much importance on that, right? I'm not, but I am one of those dicks, and I'm not proud of it. I shouldn't say that. No names. I'm not one of those. I am one of those people that will next a view, or off click when I see that they've got less than that, less, really a really low number, because like most people, have human nature and I have judgments, and I think, oh, that's probably cringe. I don't want to watch cringe. No, nobody wants to watch cringe, right? At the end of the day. Now, some of us do. Some of us get a kick out of it, right? Like, why do people watch bad B movies? Some of them like it. Some of them think it's really hilarious. I'm not a fan of B movies. I don't usually go for them. There's some exceptions. Now, they said Starship Troopers was a B movie. I don't think it is. I like that movie a lot, but that's an exception, right? But that was a B movie. So some people, and thank God for those people, right? Those people that hopped on my channel when I had nothing. I appreciate you guys. I do. I sound like a big hypocrite saying that. Not practicing. I should have more compassion for the little guy. I try to. The thing of it is, like I said, I'm human like everyone else. I judge like everyone else. It's God-given. Not saying it's right, not saying it's wrong. It's just amoral, right? It keeps me out of trouble a lot of times, but also gets me into trouble too. So, balance. But anyway. But I am less likely. I'm not going to encounter that. I'm going to counter that a lot less. So, those people will start clicking on me. The people that judge because of how much subscribers you have, those people are more likely to click on me, in addition to the people that would already click on me anyway. So that's just math, right? That's Occam's razor. That's just math, And I'm a pragmatist, right? I'm a realist. I believe in facts, logic, practicality, reason, that kind of thing. So it's good reason to believe that if I have a higher, if I have a 5-digit number, when I make 5 digits, that's going to look better and draw more people in than if I had 3. It just makes sense, right? Also, but the biggest reason I'm celebrating, there is this valley. Some of you know what I mean here. I can't say what that name is because I might get slapped by YouTube. So I'm not gonna. I'm gonna call it something different. We're gonna call this the Valley of Quitting. Okay? Any really tough, really long-term goal that seems impossible to make, such as this, that takes forever, that takes a lot of discipline, courage, sacrifice, patience, you name it, perseverance. Look at all the shit that I've been through these past few years waiting for this. Not so much waiting, working too, but yeah, there were days where I could do nothing. I didn't have it in me to do any work. I suffered through that and I never quit. This valley of quitting. The valley of quitting for YouTube is what I am about to escape from, I feel. Between 0 and 10,000. I have heard videos about this. I've seen videos that talk about this. That the valley of quitting for YouTube tends to be what I'm about to escape. That range. 0 to 10,000. And it makes sense to me and I believe it because you know how much I make right now off this? $200 every other month. That is not enough to live off of, right? Not at all. So I could see how some people, they don't get that instant gratification, they don't get viral, they don't hit it big, and they just gone. They don't see any value in it. You know? They don't see any value in it, and they quit. I've seen this with other things in life. There's one thing in particular that plagues me. There's a valley of quitting around, seeing people get better. And that's all I'm going to say. And there's a critical part that they must cross, and I am unable to help them through it. They have to do it themselves, and they never it's a 90% attrition rate. In other words, you lose 90% of the people that try. What I'm talking about. And I can't say it on YouTube, so I cannot say it, talk about this publicly. So, and so, yeah, that's the closest I get to that. But it's a good way to make my point. There's this, anything that's super hard, Yeah, you're there with me, Zuma. I'm gonna call you Zuma, man, because it's hard to pronounce your name, dude. I gotta be honest. Yeah, Zuma, dude. It's been a long time coming, man. We're living the Drake song right now, right, guys? Love or hate that guy. I have no opinion. Not on YouTube. But yeah, I started from the bottom, and now I'm here. Does that song not fit me to a T right now? So now I haven't arrived. I'm just gonna have different problems, but thank God. Why don't we just go ahead and drop that welcome sign? Yeah, I don't know what's with all the red stuff. Okay, let's get rid of some of these red things. Get rid of that. Okay, that one's good. That's fine. What's up with this? And is this right-sized? You piece of crap, you better fit. You better fit the screen. Okay. Get really tired of it. Not saving my settings. All right. Letting you guys know in advance. This is on the fly. 100%, guys. I was not planning to stream today, but I saw that blurb about 9,000. It's like, I gotta stream. And I gotta stream Stellaris. So. Now look. Yeah, I'm warning you in advance. We're not focusing on gameplay this stream. So if you're here just to see me gameplay, you don't give a shit about me talking, bounce. Come back later, Hope you come back, But that's not this stream. This stream is just me talking This is a talk show today. We're playing, yeah. I'll have a game running in the background, but it's not going to be the focus. I don't even know how long. This might just be an hour. But I do want to formally invite you guys. When I hit that magic number of 10,000, the big 10,000, I'm gonna wait a week. I'm gonna schedule a stream for a week out from that, and we're gonna have a huge celebration. Huge. I'm inviting everyone I know around me. Everyone here, everyone online, and then some. So, that is what's going to go down. That's my plan. I'm going to do an obligatory video as well. I haven't decided exactly what I want to say or what I want to do for it, but I'm going to do something. It may just be 3 minutes, it may be 10, I don't know, it might be an hour. I have no idea. Okay, hey, I'm not married, man. I'm not married. I'm not married. Don't worry about it, bro. I'm not married. I don't plan to be anytime soon. I'll just say that. I mean, I'm not, I'm not going there. Yeah, but hey, yeah, no, it's okay. I'm single, man. You can, you can tell my mother that. How's that sound? So, breaking away from that topic, as quickly as I can. So, we are going to make a build. But I want to invite you guys, if you can come out, I don't care if you're on the toilet or what you're doing, you can hop on the stream. If you give a crap about my channel, y'all deserve this as much as I do. Let's have a party. Let's party like it's 1999. Now, I'm not going to have too many expectations, but I think it would kind of suck if I was just there and it was just me, you, and a couple other people. No offense. But, like, if I had 3 concurrent viewers for that, I'd like to have a little more than that. Can I have a little more than that? I don't think it's unreasonable to expect a little more than that, right? Just one or two people. So, I guarantee you there's going to be more. But, yeah, I mean, yeah, I am not expecting to get, I think it's reasonable to expect not to get burned for my 10,000 subscriber celebration. This is about as big to me as, you mentioned wife. If I had gotten married, this would be like a wedding. This is as important as, like, if I had a wedding, or when I graduated college, or when I graduated the military, got my airborne wings. This is up there with those things, those achievements that I've had in my life that were formal. It's big. It's that big. So if you care about me, I'm not saying you have to come. If you have a good reason, that's great. But if I miss you, I'll ask you why you didn't come. If I care about you. But I won't say it with malice. I won't be resentful. But I will ask for an answer. I expect the people that care about me to be there. Absolutely. If they can make it. And if they can't, then, reason's great. I'd love to, But yeah, I mean, I know there ain't going to be no drama there, right? I mean, I'm... Forgive me, I gotta eat something. That's the other thing, guys. I'm going to be eating soon. I got a steak that's going to be done in about 30 minutes. You're going to watch me eating on camera. If you don't like that stuff, then, sorry. But like I said, this is an unofficial stream, and I got to eat. So, and it would be one thing if I was doing something more official, like doing like a tutorial stream or something. But no, dude. I mean, this is on the cuff, on the fly. Now, I am going to do something for you guys, though. I want to treat you guys something. Guess what we're going to do today? Finally, I'm going to give, let's just say I'm going to give the females of Warhammer 40K some love. So, you know I do theme builds, and I like to do me some Imperium of Man. You know I love me some Warhammer 40K, so guess what? And we have the Mind Warden Origin. What do you think I'm going to do with that? What do you take a wild guess, you 40K fans, what I'm about to do right now? That's right. Sisters of Silence. Let's go. Yeah. Hell, it's about time. So let's do this. Okay, hold on. Now, I need to find out. I am not that sharp on Sisters of Silence lore, so I'm going to have to use the internet, unfortunately. I know, I'm so bad. I'm a terrible lore master, right? Oh, I love Dante, dude. No, I served enough. Please, let me rest. I love that. That's how I feel, man. That's how I feel, too. Like, oh my god. Suffering. How dystopic is that? Your beautiful Primarch telling you to suffer more. Okay, let's do this. So, first thing we got to figure out, who is... Now, do I want to do current setting or Great Crusade era? I'm thinking current setting. Maybe? Because the warp is way all over the place right now. In fact, this is actually... That setting would be the most appropriate because they didn't have to fight chaos too much until the Horus Heresy happened. Right? So, I don't think Great Crusade era... And you really can't replicate the Horus Heresy unless you get a mod, and I don't have one. So we could just pretend like, you know, the Imperium is a broken shell after the Secret Dictum Maledictum, and, you know, all that stuff. Yeah, so let's go ahead. Give me a minute, guys. I'm gonna be hold on. Is there... All right, yeah, we're going to do that so you guys know that I'm messing with something. Okay, so who is the leader of the Sisters of Silence in Warhammer 40K? And I got a phone call. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. I got to take my phone calls. I never know what's gonna happen on the other end, and I know some YouTubers can ignore their phone. I cannot, because I never know what's gonna be. It could be something very important, so I got to make sure it's not. Okay, so Clone Army can. I could see you stretching that, but I think there's more appropriate fits there. That's just me personally. Okay, so who is the leader of the Sisters of Silence in Warhammer 40k current setting? Alright, let's see. Braiding from the Summit Citadel on Luna. They are an all-female. Okay, good. Okay. Okay, so give me a damn answer. Okay, it says Asurma, A-S-U-R-M-A. This is the current sister commander of the Sisters of Silence and commands its forces located in Luna's Summit Citadel. She's once one of the sisters located on the small convenience of Neelex, but this changed when the coming of the reborn Primarch Gilliman. Okay. Okay, so Gilliman appointed her as the lead sister. So Asurma is the new one. Title. So, and then there's Genetia Kroll. If we were to go older, I think the Soulless Clean. I remember she was during the Horus Heresy Great Crusade. I think I remember hearing her name. Yeah. She was the leader during the Horus Heresy. Yeah. She died. I think she was killed by Horus. I can't remember. But anyway, yeah. So, all right, we got our answer there. Asurma, and we are going to click that female button. Oh, somewhere. Okay, species portrait. I almost want to pick this portrait. This portrait looks pretty damn good, but it is psionic, and they're anti-sonic, so that might not actually fit. But there isn't I don't think there really is a good picture for the sisters. Because they all, they're all done up in the mask and the cosplay and stuff, and let's see here. Give me a second. I eat some. Okay. I think I can most of the time temporarily mute my mic when I chew. Let's see here. Not machine. With humanoid. I'm not going to pick any of these filthy Xenos. Let's see. I mean, maybe the closest we can come is this. I don't think I can. I don't see. The thing of it is, that mask is iconic, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get it. I really don't think I'm going to be able to get the mask. I mean, maybe if I go with... maybe if I go with this here, possibly, maybe. We'll see. Cybernetic, no. So I don't, we probably should do this, though. It's tough. It's tough. She's the most badass looking human female out of all these, so. And, you know, they're sisters silent, so they gotta look badass. They gotta be girl bossing it up. So, see. This is weird. It force changed my portrait. Don't do that, please. Thank you. Do not do that. Really tired of my computer doing that. Okay, so let's look at her appearance. Now, they have a top knot. They're not so much bald, but they have like a top knot or something. They got something going on. Let's see if we can look for a hairstyle like that. Honestly, I think the closest thing we have... not looking good. I guess that's probably the closest thing. You know... Let's see. So that's to the one to beat. That's okay. I think we're gonna go with that. Yeah, unfortunately, the look leaves a lot to be desired. I really don't see. Hopefully, if somebody out there has a better combo here, I just can't see one. I haven't seen any portrait that's available on this thing that even resembles Silent Sister. So. See. Insert. Okay, so we need to go to Origins. We chose Mind Wardens. Now, what are their limitations? Can't be a Gestalt. Can't be Pacifist. Can't be Entropy Drinkers. Can't be Venetic Purifier, even though that does not thematically make sense to me. Though I don't need to do that. Devouring Swarm or Exterminator. Okay. So we are... definitely Imperial. Definitely Authoritarian. Definitely Xenophobe. Hell, I almost want to say Fanatic Xenophobe, but I actually am starting to be a fan of picking 3, not 2. I don't know. It's spiritualist, but in a different. Well, they don't really believe. You know, they're old school like the Space Marines. They don't believe that the Emperor's a god, as far as I know. Oh, let's see. Hold on. Do the sisters follow the Imperial Creed in the current setting? Do they worship the Emperor or just follow him? If they don't worship the Emperor, them and Sisters of Battle are going to have a cat fight. You know that, right? All right. Sorry, I could not keep that joke from slipping. It was too good. There's a Reddit post that says neither, but I don't trust Reddit, so... Okay, we're gonna say no. I'm pretty damn sure it's probably no. They probably don't follow the Imperial Creed, so... They're definitely not religious, so we can't really put spiritualist here. That does not make sense, but militarist. Now that makes the most sense. So we're gonna pick militarist. Now this is not the most meta combination, I think, but it is fun. I think it will fail our purposes. Also, I have never actually worked on a origin that said challenging on it. I know, right? So let's go ahead and this will be a first for me on that. It just never came up, you know? There's so much stuff on this in this game, it's ridiculous. Okay. Now, let's look at the origin again. Okay, so... we are definitely going to do genetic ascension with the Sisterhood, of course. That's really our only option, honestly. You know, we're not the Mechanicus. We're not, we're not heretics. You know, we don't follow chaos. We're not. We don't like, we don't like psychics. We don't like psychers. We enslave them. We don't like them. You know. So, we're anathema to psionics. So, we can't synthetically ascend. We're not machines. So really, the only thing left is genetic ascension, which is a great ascension, by the way. Definitely going to do mutation. That's my favorite one. Does something else fit? Honestly, I don't think so. I think mutation, because I'm pretty sure the Emperor genetically tampered with them, though I'm not 100% clear on that lore, if that is true or not, so don't quote me on it. It's an assumption. So we probably want to get civics. That give us buffs to our soldiers. So let's see what we can do. I'm going to comb through the government and ethics. Excuse me, and see if we can find... Yeah. See if we can find something that helps with soldiers, that gives our soldiers extra bonuses. Because I think that's what we got to stack here. Let's see. So entropy drinkers. Okay, so we can't do that one. Oh. Okay, citizen service. So we get unity from soldiers. Now, to have this, we got to have an oligarchic authority. I think we can stretch that because in the current setting, at least until Rabuti Gilliman showed up, we had the Terra High Council. Now, so there's going to be a hole here if I do this, though, because technically, when the Secretrix Maledictum happened is exactly about the same moment that Rabute Gilliman took control. So, then again, we don't necessarily have to, we're not necessarily being the Imperium here. You know, this could be, well, either way, this is really the most powerful civic I can see that would remotely support this build, that, you know, on a mechanical level. You know, because the only good thing I see so far, other than maybe the event chain, which is probably pretty good, I would imagine. Though it says challenging, so maybe it's not. Maybe it's just difficult and annoying. Give me a second, guys. I gotta do something real quick here. Okay. So, I'm back. Had to pick my teeth real quick. Okay, so Chosen is... Okay, no, can't do that. Beacon of Liberty. No. Idol. No. There is Warrior Culture. Might make sense also, but we have to get entertainers. Let's keep looking. Secret societies. I want to look at that. So what's up with this? Don't have any of those. Okay. Clandestine factions will emerge after contacting other empires. Starts with the ability to conduct proxy wars. So what is this? Hold up. But this sounds, because they are kind of a secret society. Will you let me look at this damn thing, please? Thank you. Proxy wars. Proxy war can be initiated through diplomacy. To start a proxy war, you must have sufficient trust or infiltration. I don't even know what the hell that is or what they mean. Or produce unity per active and successful proxy war. Starts in first contact with two neighboring empires. Okay. So you get two empires, you get contact with them two empires right away. That might be tough. Because if they're the wrong empires, that could really end our run very quickly. Not to mention, this relies heavily on espionage already. And that is pretty much a no-go. I refuse to play anything unless I'm memeing, right? And I don't feel like memeing today. I don't ever plan on banking on espionage stuff. Okay, so let's see. So we got scavengers. This isn't... Yeah. Okay. Oh, this might actually be, yeah, this might be a good meme build that actually works. Scavenger build, maybe, or it might just do nothing. So soldiers are replaced with necromancers. That's not really. So pompous purist. We're xenophobe, so that might work. Well, you know what? We're gonna. I've decided we'll go with oligarchic, even if it doesn't make sense, and go with, where is citizen service here? Come on, come on. Hmm. So why is it being a jerk and not giving it to me? Okay. I mean, I almost want to say natural design, but nah, it's not very. It's not natural. Uh, let's go. Really, we can get meritocracy. We just got to pick oligarchic. Really, I swore you had to be egalitarian. You don't have to be egalitarian for meritocracy, either anymore or ever. You telling me I either read that wrong this whole time or they changed it? Oh, I would never do anything that silly, right? Okay, so hold on. Let me. Sorry, my chat was covered. I need to go ahead and shrink that a little bit. There we go. Okay, so there's his service. Okay, so we're gonna pick that, and we're gonna go back to what we were looking at. So nationalistic zeal, that is another thing. But honestly, if we can pick meritocracy, why the hell wouldn't we pick it? That's the one to beat. So if we can't find something that more thematically makes sense at the very least, I mean, heroic past, but that is too weak of a civic for me to willingly take up unless the lore demands it. You know what I mean? That's the only way I'll take a non-meta origin or high tier origin is if you know if it thematically fits more. So this is the only one that makes a lot of sense that we can use, because they are kind of barbaric despoilers if you think about it. They abduct people from planets and take them back to their homeworld. I mean, that's what this is, pretty much. Um, you know, It's like, we're taking your psychers in our black ships, you know? we invade worlds, we take their psychers from them. I mean, but I'm not the biggest fan of slavery. It's another complicated element that just, I like to keep things simple. Plus, I do think we've got to pick up a fanatic somewhere. Yeah, we do. So, oh, it will most be true. Okay. So we can do it. But really, this is hard to pass up on when you can get it. You know what I mean? This is really difficult to pass up on. You kind of have to get it. Yeah, I know, I'm eating with my fingers. Yeah, you got to get this when you can. So, but citizen service, we get more naval capacity, so be tougher. We'll have a bit more fleets, you know. And we get unity from all the soldiers that hopefully we'll be getting. So, I think we've got our build where we want it. Now, what do we have to have here? We have to have oligarchate. We have to have militarist. So, the question is, do we want xenophobe and authoritarian? I'm saying yes. Now, authoritarian, maybe, maybe not. Maybe we could have materialist. But the thing of it is, authoritarian and xenophobe, that's Imperium. And they are part of the Imperium. So, they're part of the Imperium Man. You cannot have an Imperium Man faction without these two things. That is just inherent to that faction. That whole, you know, the Imperium itself. Everyone. Space Marines, Mechanicus, all that. This should be there. You know. At least light xenophobe, right? So they don't have to be Fnatic Purifier, but they've got to be xenophobe. They do not, you know. Any member of the Imperium is brainwashed into hating Xenos and distrusting them. So that's just how it is. So, let's look at traits. So enduring kind of makes sense, but let's look at what we got here. Noxious also makes sense, just from a thematic standpoint, right? Because actually, the Sisters of Silence are actually supposed to be very repulsive, based on what I've read and heard from other lore tubers and other sources of information. And books. They're basically, you know, they're anti-psychers, so sometimes people don't even see them because of how they're anti-psychic energy, but others are just absolutely repulsed by them. And of course, psychers go into agony when they're around. So, I mean, yeah, they're not the most popular, you know, they're not the most popular people, right? They don't feel nice to be around. So let's see. But we'll make sure there's nothing else. So traditional kind of makes sense, but we need something else, like maybe okay, resilient. No, that's just army damage. More army damage. Let's see. Talented, traditional. I don't know, man. Like, wow, a lot of concurrent viewers. Hello, everyone. Those of you just got on, I'm just screwing around. This is not an official. This is not official in any capacity. This is off the cuff. I did not plan. I didn't even know I was doing this today. Put it that way. I just saw that I hit that 9,000, and I was like, okay, I gotta hop on. It's been a little bit too. You guys need to see some content from me anyway. I want you guys to know also, I am in the works right now. My next video is going to be Stellaris. It's going to be the first chapter. I'm actually doing it, and it's coming along really well. It will be the first chapter of my next Stellaris project, though it will not be the only project I work on. This is going to be a long haul project. You know, expect it to not be done in less than at least a few months. But it is the first chapter, the first installment of my ultimate tutorial guide to Stellaris in general. It's going to be focusing on the base game, but there's going to be expansion content in it because I'm simply just too lazy to do all that. But I will let you guys know, check it out. Be ready for it. It's coming out. I am going to promote it. I want to see what Stellaris does with the promotional feature as well. So I'm going to go ahead and sample that. As I've told you guys already, part of the reason for my growth lately is I did try the promotional tool with a new game that's very popular, that game being Satisfactory. So that's one of the reasons for the influx. But those, as far as I know, I did a lot of research, and I talked with other YouTubers as well. Those subs and those clicks are legit. They are not paid for. I was not paying for those. I want to make that clear. I was paying for impressions. Impressions meaning the chances that your video is going to be seen. But you ain't got to click on me. You ain't got to sub to me. I'm not making you do that. So obviously my video is good enough for people to do that. So I still feel good about it. Obviously, I have a little kick to the pride a little bit that I didn't that I had to use that, or I didn't have to, like that I used the feature instead of just letting it happen naturally. But that's just my insecurity. And listen, at the end of the day, I am here to make money to an extent. This is not a video game. I don't, pay to win in business is just is business. It's just business. It's not even pay to win. It's just called business. So if I can use, you got to have money to make money. That's a principle I learned a long time ago. And something worth it is worth paying for. So I tried it, and boy, was I rewarded, right? At least in my eyes, relatively. I mean, we all see the results of that. So yeah, it's definitely a tool that I'm going to use. It's not the only thing I'm going to do. And the moment it doesn't work, or I find out it's not legit, I stop doing it. That's my promise to you guys. The moment I find it scummy in any way, I'm out. I'll never do it again. And I'll apologize for doing it. If I find out that this was not legit. But I think it is. It sure seems that way. It's just a couple things that don't make sense. One of them is the revenue. That hasn't improved, but then again, I've only made a few videos. And a few videos aren't going to raise my revenue like that. I've got to basically just keep working hard, keep pumping out those videos to you guys. And good quality videos like the spirit of what I've been doing lately. I really like the format I've been doing lately. So anyway, welcome. But yeah, I just want to let you guys know that my next Stellaris video is coming out very soon. I'm about 70% done with the voice part of it. And the way I'm formatting now, man, it is just drip, drip, drip now. I don't even have to think about it. Before, I spent a lot of time crafting it, figuring out what I wanted to do. Now, it's getting more and more streamlined. It's getting easier and easier to do. This new format I'm on. By the way, I hope you guys like these new thumbnails I'm doing. Look for them, because that's going to be the norm. My thing is having that portrait, that face poking out at you. Standing out. And that's going to be my new graphic design approach from now on. The 3 pictures worked all right for a while. That was good. That got me my start, but I think this one's looks way better. I like it. See, I mean, if I like it, I'm not saying everybody thinks the way I do. I'm not a complete narcissist, but I definitely believe that if I like something, there's got to be some people out there too that like it. So, that's okay with me. And as long as people aren't going, spam disliking it and giving me all these hateful comments, which thankfully, most of the time I don't get any of those. I mean, I get the occasional one once in a while. Somebody told me to get a job the other day. That was funny. Job. I mean, I don't know the person who said that, but I'll tell you what, man, I've done plenty of work in my life, buddy. So I just said, thanks for a comment, bro. Which is what I'll do whenever I get a comment like that. I won't even make a name. I wanted to give a name. I wanted to call it a name, but nah, a restraint of my mouth is a principle. I gotta restrain myself, guys, on YouTube. But you know, it's kind of like I have to choose the Good Shepherd option. I have a list of dialogues. It's almost like I can see the dialogues now, like I'm in a Mass Effect game. When somebody throws bullshit at me, right? It's like a dialogue box pops up. These are my options. You know, Renegade Shepherd, right? We all know what that means, most of us, right? If you don't know what Renegade Shepherd means, well, you got to know what Mass Effect is. Most people know what that is. If you don't know what Renegade Shepherd is, just go, you know, Google or type in the search engine, Commander Shepard is a jerk, and it'll tell you'll fully know what Renegade Shepherd is after that. It's hilarious. But I could do that, right? And I do that off camera. I don't do that on YouTube. No, but I will do that if somebody's pushing me too hard, right? If somebody's being unreasonable, you know, I am no qualms about being unreasonable back. I used to not be that way, but I have kind of changed my tune after seeing some things that I've seen with my own two eyes and I've experienced over the past year or so. It's really toughened me up. I got carved out of wood, so to speak. Purified by fire, purified by pain, whatever you want to call it. So my attitude has been adjusted. Some of it really challenging, some of it for the better. I feel a lot tougher. I have a much tougher mindset today. I am much tougher on certain things, such as dishonesty, manipulation. I have zero tolerance for it. So, or drama or BS. You know, you throw that my way, I'm just gonna be like, darn. You know, being nice. If I'm nice, if I want to be nice, I'll darn. You know. But I realize I'm talking crap right now. I'm not trying not to do that. I'm not here to boast. I'm not here to talk. You know, talk a big game. You know what? I have a resume. Ask me sometime. I got the resume. I got the I'm tough resume. I don't need to talk about it or prove it. You know. I mean, back at my home record in Indiana, I've got a set of Class A's with a CIB hanging on the wall. There, that's my boast. That's my shit talk, right? That's not the toughest thing in the world. I mean, there's some guys that's easy to them. Sure, I know some of them. Some of my best friends are those guys. But anyway, I'm off topic. Where the fuck was I going with that? I don't even know. See, I got lost. Guys, I'm just excited about this 9,000. I really am. And I've had more energy lately, guys. I want you guys to know that my fitness is improving. My mind is improving. My health is improving. And I fixed my water the other day, and that was like putting gasoline on a fire for me. I started distilling my water and putting salts into it like I did with the water I was drinking. And I have had a lot less digestion issues. The things that were bothering me are going away, and yesterday I was able to sprint across the entire city block and run for 2 without stopping. It was incredible. And then this happens. It's just yeah. But yeah, the first chapter is finally coming out for my ultimate guide. What a better time than now. This is perfect timing because the newest patch just released. There's not a better time to come out with a tutorial. The worst time is at the end of the patch, right? So I don't want to do that. So if I'm going to do it, I got to do it now, right? I got to do it now. You guys ain't going to watch a 4.0 tutorial, right? You want to watch a 4.1 tutorial. But I'm actually going to title it by date, so by year. So this would be, I'm going to change it to 2026, but when it first releases, it'll be 2025. But when I complete the whole thing and it's all finished, I'll put into one big video like my last tutorial that I made a long time ago. And that's going to be it's going to be the complete guide, and that will have the 2026 tag on it. Is what I'm thinking. So, that's what I'm going to do. So what are we going to do for the Sisters of Silence, man? So familial. I mean, a lot of this stuff just looks like it makes sense. Just the name makes sense, but the bonuses don't necessarily make sense or stack with my build. So I'm trying to figure this out here. I mean, very strong fits. Sisters of Silence are badass. I mean, they're basically. I'm not gonna say that. They are the most. They, yeah, Sisters of Battle, but they are above them. I believe. I believe they're above the Sisters of Battle in martial prowess. Absolutely. If you can buddy up and hang out with the Custodes, you are a badass. That's how I look at it. Male or female. If you can hang out with the Custodes, you're a badass. Right? And these women hang out with the Custodes. And they make it believable too. So, it's pretty cool. A lot of respect. But yeah, so I think very strong would fit, even though it's not really the best thing mechanically, meta-wise that I could pick. It definitely thematically fits. But it gives job efficiency, so there's a resource bonus there. Help me out, guys, if you... Now, Venerable makes sense also. I do believe they do live much longer lives than your average human. Not as much as Space Marines or Custodes, of course. But they're not immortal, but they are very... They live a long time, but I think that would kind of be a waste. So let's look at this one more time. Rapid breeders, I really don't know what rate they have children. Intelligent. Let's see, ingenious, industrious. Those incubators. Definitely not docile. Definitely not charismatic. I know with negative traits, repugnant makes sense. Absolutely. Repugnant is yeah, that's kind of required. You can't have Sisters of Silence without that. Yeah, I mean these are badass chicks, but they got their whole lore is that people are repulsed when they see them, right? Or they don't see them at all, right? Because they're blanks. They're very, very strong blanks. Like they're on the, I forgot, I don't know the scale by heart, but they're on the basically the lowest end of the blank scale, of the anti-psyker scale, or they're close to it. But I think repugnant's good. So we could honestly that balances it out right there. We could just pick four 1-pointers. So why don't we just do communal? Sounds like it makes sense. I always like conservationalist. I hate consumer good problems. Enduring makes sense. And I'll just take it out and put it back in. Noxious makes sense. Habitability across the board. The Imperium habits many worlds. So I think nomadic doesn't make sense. They're not scientists. They're just, they're warriors. I mean, resilient, but that really doesn't offer me any value. Strong makes sense. But let me see. I think strong actually in place of consumer goods, as much as I want to do that. Traditional, I mean, they do give off those traditional vibes. So maybe, let's see, am I going to make a lot of bureaucrat jobs? Probably. Yeah, there's a lot of bureaucracy in the Imperium. So I think I will do it. Let's see. Adaptive. Let's take out communal and put in traditional. I mean, that sounds like a Sister of Silence to me. They live in an ordinarily a long time. They're noxious and repugnant. They're strong. Obviously, they hang out with the Custodes. So their armies are going to be fucking tough, right? And then you got traditional, which they are, and they're very bureaucratic. So that makes sense to me as far as their traits. So if you got an objection, let me know. Ooh. That's a lot. Wait, no, that's just default organic. Okay, never mind. I was like, extra food? That's lame. Let's see. What is this, a hive mind empire? No. I was wrong. Combat vessel, constituent. What sounds like them? Oh, this is hive mind shit. I don't want hive mind. There we go. Humanoid. These kind of sound Sisters of Silency right there, maybe. Maybe it. Let's see here. This one's not bad. Actually, this looks really good, actually. Maybe. That's the one to beat. Let's see. Expeditionary makes a lot of sense. Let's see. Yeah. The leader names don't quite fit. I'm gonna go with 2, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna go with set 2. Yeah, let's do this. On. Forward defense. You know what? We'll go with humanoid 3 because expeditionary fleet that just vibes with the Imperium too much. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. That's the thing. When you're making a theme, you can't be perfect. There's no way that Stellaris can make it exactly a carbon copy of whatever you're copying. You know? The portraits just are too ugly. I have really thought about making a video ripping on, roasting the portraits, but I might get in trouble for that, so. Species name of Silence, Sister of Silence, and female. Hit the female button, and then let's see, species name. Actually, we'll just name it Sister. Though that kind of gets confused with Sisters of Battle, I would think, but that don't matter. We know it's not Sisters of Battle. Sisterhood, maybe? I don't know. Just trying to be creative here. We got... Let's see. Okay, Sisters of Silence. I think this is the first female theme build I've done. It's kind of cool. Okay, homeworld name. We'll call it Terra. Well, actually, no, it's gonna be Luna, even though. That's all right. We'll just say Luna. I don't know. Either one I pick, someone's gonna say. Someone would want to say something. If I pick Earth, they're gonna be like, "They're not on Earth. They're on Luna." Well, I can't. It's not Luna though. It's the Sol system. That's gonna be Earth. You can't have your colony on a moon. Not at least in that system, as far as I know. Now, if you know a way, let me know. But I guess we'll go with Luna just so we can be, name-wise accurate. But it's really Earth. So we're calling Terra Earth now? I mean, honestly, I think we need to call it Terra. That really is just technically accurate, I think. At least from a scientific standpoint. Sol, okay. You know what? Here what I do. I'll bridge the gap here. In parentheses, Luna. So Terra in parentheses, Luna. So they're on Luna, but they're not, Or Terra, I think we can go Terra dash Luna. Alright. Terra Luna, maybe. There we go. Well, I think I can. I mean, hopefully it lets me put parentheses there. All right. Mine wardens, and we gonna do. So, we're gonna do arid for sure. Not desert, but just arid because, you know, all the oceans boiled away somehow. I don't know how. That's kind of a lore hole right there. But it's definitely not continental. It's not beautiful. Terra's ugly now. So, let's see. We go Tillian. I think we'll go with mammalian. I mean, that maybe cybernetic. I think cybernetic actually looks, because all that shit's run by the Mechanicus anyway. So all the infrastructure, all the buildings and shit, all the tech is run by the Mechanicus. So cybernetic city does make sense. Actually, it actually makes more sense than anything else when you think about it. So we want to give the air of being in a black ship. So maybe this is it. Something like that. There's Xenoskulls, but that's a little too morbid. But it's got to be dark. The room's got to be dark as hell. That's kind of what I want. I think this works. You know, this works. Let's do this. And then, because they run the black ships. So, all right.
Nothing is impossible to those who would try.
Now, we want a female voice for the advisor, of course. That only makes sense. But what kind of female voice do we want? Not to mention, actually, if we had an accurate female voice, there'd be no voice at all. So who? Well, no, it could be one of their initiates. What is the name of whatever the name is of the sisters that can speak that aren't a full sister of silence yet? Those people can speak, and they often speak for them. I think that's how that works. So there's this one. Candidates are this one.
Only in battle can the true metal of any sentient organism be measured.
That's a little too in your face.
This channel is now under military control.
Now,
Obey
that
all
one,
instructions
but I think it
transmitted
sounds
here
a little
and report
too
any
nice.
insurgent activity to the nearest occupation officer. Have a nice
I think
day.
it needs to sound a little more stern.
Knowledge.
This one is
Discovery.
I don't know how to
Compassion.
describe it, but it doesn't really
Integrity.
fit either.
And don't let the baseless accusations of wrongdoing fool you.
And that's
Our competitors is simply projecting their own.
Death comes for all sapients in the end. But
Yeah.
no one said it wouldn't be let a merry chase first.
That don't fit either.
I may be an artificial intelligence,
Nah.
but I share your enthusiasm.
Definitely not that one.
havoc, and let's
Thinking machines are an affront to nature. These profane constructs must never be allowed to. Oh, wait.
Oh wait, because she's a machine. But no, they do not like AI. The Imperium doesn't like AI. Yeah, we're committing heresy right now, guys. Our planet. They would exterminate us into the oblivion. We would get virus bombed if the Imperium showed up at our doorstep. They'd be like, "You guys have AI. It's time to burn it all." You know? Yeah, we would get exterminated because we have AI. That is if we were a different planet.
We build bridges. We don't raise them.
Nope.
Faith manages.
Nah, they said faith. Okay. Nah, that's not gonna work.
Attention on deck.
I'm gonna have to go with the soldier or the diplomat on this one.
Hyperdrive primed. All systems ready. Now, let's see what's out there.
Attention on deck.
This is the best one. I mean, they're soldiers. You know, they're warriors, but they're not.
Hull integrity
you know?
failing.
They're
Decompression
not
imminent.
crazy.
It's
They're
been an honor,
not-
Captain.
They're not crazy, so they're very focused. You know, very quiet. So this is about the quietest, you know, cold female voice that I could get. that actually accurately fit. So we can go with that. Maybe I'm being a perfectionist, guys, but you know what? You got to do this right, right? And you know what? My theme videos have thousands of views. So I'm obviously not 100% incorrect here. I mean, it may not be because of that, but let's see. Okay, so I got to look at the Sisters of Silence flag. Let's take a look at it. Let's see. Ask the internet. Gonna get my steak out here in a minute. Okay, do they even have a flag? Images. I don't think so. We may have to go with the default. Is that? No, that's not it. I'm looking. It's not looking good, guys. I might have to just default to the Imperium thing. Is there a banner? Is it? Nope. Okay, I don't see any low-hanging fruit here, so I'm not really able to go on a deep dive right now with this. So, or they might just not even have that at all. So, let's go ahead and go back to it. Hey, Fenru, how's it going, man? Welcome back. Okay, so we're just gonna kind of default to this. You know what? That looks good. I mean, why not? I'm down with it. It matches the room. I'm okay with this. Well, we do maybe want some gold. Maybe we could make this gold instead of black. No, that'll work. Get out of my face. That'll work, and then... No, I like the red. I like the red. Let's do it. Yeah, me too. Lithoid Xenos Empire. Filthy Xenos! Okay, so... I think we're mostly set. So, we're gonna go with, what do we got here? Mind Warden, of course. So, what is... Anti-sight and anti-sight deflector arrays. Interesting. So we got a new shit type. And destroy sonic weaponry. Huh. Interesting. I'll have to definitely look forward to checking that out. Alright, so just last minute checks. Yeah, so we want that. Okay, I'm done with the appearance. That's as good as I can get it to look. And then we got principled. Let's see. Charismatic, definitely not. Oh, just understanding. Eye for talent. Those could work. Don't really want to have a commander, even though that would fit. Probably got to Warlight Fleet Organizer. This makes the most sense thematically and provides a decent bonus. I think we'll go with it. Or logistical understanding. Honestly, I think, nah. I am going to bend to the meta a little bit here. The reason you don't want to pick a commander or a scientist, because Paradox is a jerk, and instead of following my suggestion, even though they probably never saw my video, of, you know, just taking away that mechanic that doesn't allow your government leader, you know, basically eating one of your leaders to rule your government, it instead just basically robbed you of every slot that you could have. for that whatever you picked. So if you pick a scientist as your leader, you're going to have one less science ship. If you pick a commander, you're going to have one less fleet that has a commander on it. So yeah, it's a big L. So I don't know why they did that. They're being jerks there. They were jerks there. They should have just removed that. It's a dumb feature. I don't care if it's realistic. If you tell me I have 3 scientists, then let me use 3 scientists. Don't, you know, I don't like the whole, you know, security deposit thing with my leaders. You know, this is basically what that is. Okay, so, but yeah, we'll do logistical understanding. I mean, it is military, so we'll just go with that. And I think we're good to go. We're going to save it. And then we're going to launch this sucker. I'm definitely, you know what? I am a noob to this style, you know, to this origin. So we're going to lower the difficulty just a little bit so I can learn. We'll go with Captain. See what I do. I just want to learn this. So I've never done this before. So, yeah, I did skip the RP. I don't know. Part of me wanted to read it, but it was like, nah. Okay. I hate reading TLDR, guys. It's just not me. But it's like half the people leave. Okay, so what are we doing here? What do we got? What's our economy like? Okay, so food's an issue. I mean, smarts tell me to pick that. Yeah, now if there was a weapon on here, I would go with that for sure, but there isn't. So, this I gotta get that. That's a must. Let's see. So I go for ship upgrades first. And I've kind of been oscillating on this, trying different stuff, but I've been very successful lately with picking ship components first. That's top priority. But then after that, it's science or economy, depending on what I need. And then after that, it's everything else. So fleets first, then science, then economy, or economy and science. If my economy's good, I'll pick science. My science is good, or if my economy's bad, then I will bump up the economy and focus on the economy instead. I'll get economy tech. So it's more like you got to min-max whatever mole is popping its head up above the ground that you got to whack, right? So whack-a-mole, so to speak. Okay, so we got this. We have a stronghold. Now, it's got stupid stuff that we don't want on here. I would love to replace these with shipyards. In fact, I'm probably going to do that, to be honest. Actually, more like a shipyard. Oh, no. 3 shipyards is definitely go. In fact, we'll just replace the solar panel right now. Look at that. 4 shipyards out the gate. That is actually pretty appealing. We do not need a resource silo right now. I don't know why they gave me this jacked up starbase. Watch. Famous last words, right? And then I'm going to get attacked or something, right? I bet you anything. Because I don't see why they would do that for no reason. But we're going to find out, aren't we? I'm going to pretend I know what's best. You know, I will anyway. Okay, so we'll send them out. Get stuff automated, get it going, and we're gonna press the space bar. Let's go ahead and do that. Bam. So, okay, so we have an event. We need to pay attention to that. Oh, I don't care about the resource. I don't think conquest needs to be our focus. I think exploration, because we need to find shit. I think that's what's going on. But I don't even pay attention to that much anyway. Hey guys, I'm gonna take a short break. Let me see, how much time has it been? An hour 29. Yeah, I'm gonna take a small break, for like 5 minutes. Just bear with me. I'll be right back. Oh, won't you look at that? There we go. That's what I like to see. Thank God for internet. Okay. So you see that, guys? Sounds really good. Give me a second, but I'll be back when this timer counts down, okay? So I'll do that. There we go. How do you guys like that? I hope that's good. See? All you gotta do is search. Oops. Now we'll do that. Okay, that can be there. That can be ahead of everything. Though I might have to make a... Well, see, yeah, I can't see at the text. I'm gonna have to... You could use the control buttons to manage the timer? Okay. Oh, okay. Final text. Duration. Interesting. Okay. So... No, set. No, okay. Well, hey, I'll just go with it. Whatever the deal is. All right. All right. That is a nice feature. I'm going to have to mess with that some more, but very cool that I finally found that. All I had to do was do a simple search this whole time. Well, you live and you learn, right? By the way, I'm eating steak on camera. If you don't like steak or you don't want to see me eat, that's fine. You can come back later. But I'm still eating, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. But I'll eat and chat. Yeah, so this is 13 concurrents, man. Welcome, guys. You know what? Maybe these numbers are actually real. I don't think it's kind of hit me yet completely, you know, that I'm at this number now. This quote-unquote magic number. I mean, is it magic? Probably not. It's just another number, but it's what it means to me, you know, like I said. And, you know, so welcome. I hope that I'm entertaining you enough to deserve your view and your subscription. If you're a subscriber, you know, yeah, it's good to, and honestly, if this is how it's going to be every time I stream, I'm definitely going to stream more often. I'll tell you that. Expect it, because this is motivating right here. No offense, I love you guys. Those one or two guys that used to come on, that still come on. I love you guys. I do. Don't get me wrong, but it isn't obviously very motivating to me to see that same number week after week. You know, streaming. It's kind of like, okay, well, maybe I should make videos instead. But with this, I mean, this is going somewhere. You know, I can, you know. So this encourages me to stream again. You know, right now I'm not on a schedule, but I very well could be, especially, you know, if I start getting those sweet super chats and all that stuff, you know. But that's, you know, I don't expect that. That's, you guys do whatever you can. This is a tough time we live in. Everybody's aware of that. So, you know, I mean, I guess I should shill my membership right now. I do have one, and thank you guys that are members. I appreciate it. You know, that's something that I don't expect either, but I do appreciate. And I do my best to keep a backlog for you guys so that you can see my shorts at least in advance, if not my videos. I want to get to where my videos are backlogged too, but right now I'm just trying to reestablish my channel, right? I'm trying to regain what I lost from those 3 months of not doing anything, you know, and just kind of like picking up the pieces of that, you know. Still kind of recovering, but obviously we're kind of rising from like a phoenix from the ashes, aren't we? It's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome to witness this. This thing, like, in some ways feels bigger than me, you know? Yeah, I've thought a lot about stuff. Give me a second. By the way, I like to burn the living hell out of my steak. It don't even look like a steak. It looks like a piece of charcoal. But believe me, it tastes very good, especially if you're a fan of burnt things, which I am. I know some of you saw me stream. There are some of you out there right now. They may not be on the stream, but they're subbed to me still. That saw how big I used to be. That saw what I was like before I started eating this. And just this. I didn't want to. I didn't start out that way. I am not a crusader, okay? But it's converting me, I'll tell you that. I mean, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do the whole crusader thing. That nobody likes that anyway. Everybody gets mad when you do that. But I am gonna promote it somewhat. I am gonna tell you guys that it works for me. That's very good. And you know what? Nobody's paying me to say that. You know what's paying me to say that? Life. I enjoy life better. I wake up better. I sleep better. I run better. I sprint at all. I sprint. How the hell do I sprint? I'm 42 years old. And I was in bad shape when I started this. But I'm sprinting. I'm running. And I look okay enough okay enough to show my face on this thing after years of not doing it. So, I mean, it's like every other time I see somebody now that I hadn't seen in maybe a month, even a month or so, they're always telling me that I'm looking leaner, or they're always pointing at my, I guess I have muscles now. I didn't used to have that going on. I mean, so it's incredible. Not taking 5 or 6 hours to wake up in the morning. I'm good after about an hour at the most. Sometimes I'm good right away. And I hope and that's becoming more and more frequent. And I just, so I believe what those guys say that are, on YouTube right now talking about this stuff. When they say that it can take a couple years, I think that's been my route, unfortunately. I was hoping that it wouldn't be. Of course, I wanted all this to happen yesterday. Well, I was drinking shit water too, so that definitely helped. Okay, but we're off topic. I mean, are we off topic? Dude, this is the bullshit stream, right? I'm glad you guys are here. But yeah, I mean, and I am playing Stellaris, but I'm not. I'm just messing around. I like doing that local elevator music when I yeah, no, just picking up. So let me tell you guys a story. When I had 0 subscribers, I had a lot less self-esteem than I do now. In other words, I did not have a very high opinion of myself in general. In comparison to other people. I'm being open and vulnerable about this. Looking back on it. And you guys changed that. Now, I'm not saying that you made me a narcissist. No, I'm not saying I went in the opposite direction. But I got more right-sized. I got closer to that balance. Because I could no longer, especially when I got partnered, hell, when I got 600 subscribers, that's when it really hit me. It was kind of an event, man. I was in my head about it. I was talking to my friends. I'm like, man, I guess I just got to accept the fact that people like me, I actually do good work. They like my stuff. I'm not such a, like I said, I had some issues, and I'm not proud of, but you guys helped me out of that, and I don't think I can ever repay you guys for that, because when I look at that 9,000 number, that's 9,000 reasons I have to call myself a liar when I say that when I look in the mirror and say I'm a piece of crap. Not that I consciously do that, but for a long time I looked in the mirror and didn't like what I saw. And that's, with thanks, with the help of you guys too, that's changing. And it helped me a lot. And I wanted to say thank you. I didn't mean to get too sappy here, but I wanted to say thank you for that. That was very, very nice. It's been very nice. I stand on my own 2 feet today. I don't kowtow to anyone, but I don't act too superior to anyone either. I try to be as balanced as I can. I'm just say, if I was really that bad, then why are people watching? If I was really that bad, why am I getting these views that I'm getting. Now, I know that's not completely 100% accurate. I mean, I could just be a total jerk. There are some jerks out there in YouTube, and I hate those guys. But they give us all a bad name, and they still get a lot of views. Just because people are horror watching or whatever, like the gawkers that watch a car crash on the side of the road, right? They're just, or they're curious or whatever. But no, I don't think that's what's going on here. Because here's the thing: there have been so many moments throughout the history of this channel where I've stopped making content, where I've been inconsistent, where I have even gotten negative at times, been through some serious crap, months and months of not making videos. All right, take care, man. Zoom, thanks for stopping by, bud. Yeah, it is kind of getting late for you people in the West, isn't it? By the way, for those of you new, I live in the Philippines. I'll be transparent about that. I do have some obligatory videos about that. You want to check them out. Speaking of which, I have it in my head now. I would like to do a Philippines. I would like to do an expat survival guide. I believe I have enough experience and veteran status to do one. I know enough. I have enough knowledge and experience, I feel, to do one. I'm not a newbie anymore. Though the guys with 10 years would say I am. Whatever. I survived. I did survive. I survived without getting scammed. I survived without dying or having anything really bad happen to me. I'll just put it that way. I survived a lot of the bullets that flew my way, so to speak. Not literal, not being literal here, just proverbial, metaphorical bullets. You know, that phrase, I dodged a bullet. Yeah. I have been Neo in the Matrix here, and you gotta be. You have to have that Matrix dodge here. But it's not over what you would think either. There is stuff here that even the videos out there don't even talk about. I can point to one right now as an example. If you're, depending on what country you're in now, you might be in a country that's similar to this one. Okay, that's fine. But if you're in the U.S. specifically, which is where I'm from, or in the West, any Western nation, very iffy if you're going to like the fashion here, especially if you have the identity that I have, and I'm not going to go any further than that because we don't talk about that here. The fashion here is a challenge. It absolutely is. Now, I was able to find clothes here, but it was very difficult. For one, I'm a large dude, right? I'm 6 foot, right? So I'll just be honest about that. That was tough. A lot of the clothes were small, right? And they were small sized, and they were usually sold out of the large ones because, obvious reasons. Don't need to go into that, right? You can fill in the gaps there. But that's just an example of what I'm talking about. There are things that you come here, you don't even consider, especially if you're boots on the ground and you're not here on the hip of somebody. I say somebody, if you're not already in a committed, you didn't come here because of a relationship, basically, which I did not. And I was all alone. If you come here and you're all alone, and you want to be, and I think you should, personally, that's what I recommend. There are things you got to know. There are things you got to watch out for. There are situations you're going to come up on that you've never experienced in the West. I've been several days without internet, reliable internet. Now, for some dude who never plays games, he's just one of those guys. Like, he doesn't play games. He doesn't really go on. He doesn't have PC. He doesn't go on the internet that much. That's fine. He's not a YouTuber, and he's just basically some kind of party bro. I don't know. I'm not going to use any moniker or name. I'm not going to fling any insults or disdain. I'm going to be neutral on that. I can't relate with them, those guys that don't play video games and stuff, because I play video games. I'm the opposite of that, right? But there are guys that don't do that, and those guys are fine. The ones that hardly ever use the internet, and obviously, people that have been on this earth longer than me. I will say that. I think that's the most appropriate way of saying that. A lot of people in that, don't have, they may or may not know how to use technology even. So if you're not one of those guys and you run out of internet, even for one day, it can be catastrophic on your life. And it certainly was for mine. It was hard as hell. It was worse for me. Well, I mean, being out of electricity, you're out of internet too, but really, I had a better time the last time I went out out of electricity for a few days than I did without internet this time. It was, as a YouTuber, that's crippling. I was going out of my skull. That was actually I think that was the worst time I've had here so far, other than what happened to me, but that's kind of not something that normally you run into. That was a me issue. The whole indigestion thing, as some of you know, with where I was not able to even make any content for 3 months because I was having so much problems with health things because I was figuring stuff out. I figured that out now, so I'm fine now. But I didn't have the help of doctors, and I don't want to get into that either. But there's a story behind that as well. I might tell it sometime, but I have to be careful because But yeah, anyway, there's a lot of things that being down here, especially if you're down here alone and you don't have the benefit of any local or expat guidance, guys that have been down here for a very long time, and you're not living with them or living around them or close to them, and you're living by yourself, that you need to know, or you're going to have a bad time. And you actually could, have a very, very bad time, if you know what I mean. Like a permanent bad time. And that's the nicest way I could say that on YouTube. So, obviously. So I want to put all my experience, everything I learned, and I want to do a little bit of debunking, myth debunking. I'm going to do a little bit of I can now. There's going to be things I'm not going to be able to say because I don't want to get deported and I don't want to get demonetized. So I'm not going to do that. That's my top priority, is not having those things happen to me. So, not saying something dumb that will get me canceled. So there are things I won't be able to say here that won't be in the video simply because of those reasons. And that's just the way it is. But there will be plenty of things I can talk about, like the clothes thing. I could talk about that. I can talk about where the hell do you get water? Now, you guys think we take water for granted in the United States. I can go get some spring water right now from Walmart. If I was where I was living in the States, I'd go to the nearest Walmart and get spring water. You can't do that here. It's all either distilled or it's purified, quote unquote. And I mean, I have no accurate information. I have no idea whether or not that information is honest or not. I'm not going to get into that discussion, but like I said, if you have a problem with the water, if you're really particular about water, and I am, that's going to be an issue for you. If you're carnivore, where do you get meat? And I am going to share from a carnivore perspective how I got through that. Where do you get good meat? A lot of the meat here tastes like rubber. What's up with that, right? Not all. Some of the Filipino meat, they do good. The reason I'll just tell you right now, the reason it tastes that way is because they don't tenderize it a lot of times. So, I mean, little things too, like if you come where I live in BGC, which I am going to clarify also up front that's what the guide is meant for specifically. In fact, I could just say in colon, Manila, BGC Manila, right? And do not believe anybody tells you for a second that living in BGC is easy. No, it is not. It's not hard or super hard, especially if you're living in the sticks out in the province. No, yeah, there are some things that are more difficult about being here than being over there. And there are. I don't care what anybody says. Like I said, I'm gonna debunk the myths, because when I first got into space, when I first came here, I was green. I didn't know anything, so I had to take people's word for it Well, I'll tell you, some of the things I heard is BS. Absolute BS. Like this idea that you're not a part of the culture if you're here, BS. Okay, the culture is very real here in BGC, and I strongly disagree with anybody who says that. You just don't like the city. All right, there, I said it. Fight me. You know? So yeah, I had to learn about that because also another example. People here do speak English, but they're not going to speak it the way you want them to. If you're a fluent English speaker like I am, or you're not, you know, you grew up in America or a place that is fluent in English. Now, I mean, British English and American English, they are very different. There's, the different Englishes are very different from each other. But like I said, if you grew up, speaking English and that's your only language, this place can be challenging. You'll get English here, and you may get it more than other countries around it, but not to the degree that I feel is being promoted by YouTubers in this space. That is something where I break away from them on, that I disagree with them on. I don't agree. I don't believe that while there is English here and they do teach them that they mainly speak their native language more than English. That's what they speak at the home. That's what they speak in, when they're with family, with friends that also speak the language. They're going to speak that. They're not going to speak English. Unless they're talking to somebody from a different province or whatever. So that's some of the insider information. So there's much more. And I'm going to put it all in a video, what I can. And anyway, that's enough of that. I don't want to spend an hour talking about that. But so, yeah, let's crack the game open a little bit more. Okay. One sec. All right. So I'll read this. This looks like it's mission specific. So, in other words, it goes with the build. Excuse me. Come on, man. Don't choke on your food on stream. Goddamn. Oh, sorry. Just talking to myself. Yeah. Sorry about that. Went down the wrong pipe. Okay. So, our psi-suppressive ancient ward is producing irregular readings. This would normally result from spikes in psionic activity on Terra/Luna, but we have found no evidence of such depravity. The answer may lie beyond our borders. Long-distance imagery shows a recent burst of strange energy flows, so it wants to go to the Lesser system. Okay, so...
New sit rep.
So let's go to the situation. Now, something you got to know, you people that are new to Stellaris, whenever you're playing a specific build like this, that's a niche build that has a story attached to it, you need to make doing the situation with that build a top priority. Do not do anything else. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. They want you to do a council agenda. Do it. They want you to research a situation. Do it. Yada, yada, yada. By the way, not afraid to tell people what to do on this channel unless it's a legal issue. So just letting you know that's my attitude. If you don't like that, hey man, it's like somebody said, if you don't like my lyrics, you can press fast forward. You can press fast forward. I don't want anybody to be here if they don't want to be here. But anyway, I mean, I hope you come back if you leave because of it. But I'm like I said. Let's see. But yeah, we got to send a ship or fleet to explore Urasa. Where is this? Right here. Okay. So definitely gonna go here with our science ship. Gonna make it stop what it's doing and go survey that. And I think I am gonna see. We don't have enough alloys to make a ship yet. We'll just wait on that. Okay. Oh, look at this. It looks shiny. Look at these shiny systems. I haven't seen this before. Oh, it's claimed by an unknown empire. Lame. Dangerous energy, an alarming situation is developing in the newly... Ooh, this might be what makes this hard. I think we have to go to war right away. Ooh, I might have to pick supremacy. In newly explored Ulasa system, the crew of the Narper suffering a range of psychological... Okay. Okay, so we got to do the first contact process with these people. They're probably just bad psionic people. So, yeah, I think this is challenging because you're going to have to fight right away. So, well, I don't like getting rushed, but let's see what happens. See if I can beat these guys. So I'm going to do an envoy. This. Prepare to confront Doctrine Space Combat. Ground Defense Planning. Ministry of AI. Space Combat, that means Fleet Command Limit, I think, which is great. So we're going to go for that. Wait for him to get that so we can claim it. Okay, so we do have enough for a building. We're going to build something. I think we can go ahead and just build a starport, get a hydroponics bay to fix this deficit. In the meantime, I think we can spend some of our trade to just get ahead of it a little bit there. So we have... I think science is super important. We have the consumer goods. So what's this one? Ancient Ward. Okay. Just so they produce unity. Okay. They have capacity. All right. Empire limit 1. Huh. Okay. We don't need precinct houses. That's I don't know why they give us that. That's ridiculous. We want that stronghold though. That gives us unity. Yeah, we're gonna go with luxury residences, especially since we have an amenities problem. So I think that's definitely our first building. I agree with 3PO on that about, you know, about getting the luxury residences. It's definitely GOAT now. I mean, it's not like it's about, yeah, it is easily like 5 or 10 times better than it was. I thought it was the most dog crap building before 4.0 came out. Now I think it's basically required for every planet. Well, it was kind of their answer to the problem of having to spend consumer goods to get amenities on every planet, aka build an entertainment holo theater on every single planet. How you basically don't have a choice but to do that until 4.0 came along. Going to hold back until I figure out what the hell this is.
Anomaly found.
Council agenda ready.
Recon pass completed.
There we go. First system.
Construction complete.
All right. Do we have another situation that we got to research? Nope, we just gotta do first contact with these guys. I am gonna start building ships. I have a feeling I'm gonna need them. And I need to get some new weapon tech as quickly as possible. Because I can't imagine this is a challenging origin because these guys are friendly. You know what I mean? They sure don't look friendly with that psionic aura going on. It looks like we're going to fight them. Head of research. Go with politician in case we need to research an agenda. Or, you know, do a council agenda. Yeah, definitely logistic understanding. Cheaper the ships, the better. Excuse me. Oh, did I not give him any orders? Damn it. I actually think you don't start with any habitables. But we're gonna go ahead and just do that. Oh, I put this on repeat, my bad. Let's go ahead and switch up the music there. There we go. Oh. And if we're about to go to war, we absolutely need foundries. So as soon as I can afford it, I'm making an alloy foundry. We're going to get minerals along the way anyhow. So... because we need to pump them ships. Well, first off, we got to make sure we don't have any available jobs, so we don't. So, good there. I wonder if I can... yeah, let's do that, and maybe... yeah, we'll go ahead and get a generator
System
district going
reconnaissance completed.
so we can stay ahead of our energy credit issues. Okay, that one's good, so... oh, did I not finish building? Wow, I didn't finish building mining stations there. Oh, well.
Tracking spaceborne life form.
Well, I'll get that done immediately, and then just do that. I can claim systems. We do need to hire another science ship. We have enough Unity, barely. It's kind of risky doing another scientist. And speaking of which, since we have bad Unity, so our build queue is good. We have enough minerals. We don't have any deficits. We're definitely going to build an administrative office now. But we actually need to also build a monument, I think. If we can. But it doesn't look like we have one, so... yep. I guess we're okay there, I guess. We might have to mess with defense platforms and unyielding. Maybe. Okay, so found another filthy Xenos. Let's see.
Anomaly found.
Okay, so these are a bunch of bad guys. We do not want to accidentally go in there, so we're gonna access denied that. Excuse me. Oh, you know what? You can help. Actually, go ahead and, yeah.
Construction complete.
Okay, so let's go ahead and build a hydroponics bay. And I want to build a couple more solar panels. So what is this? Let's see, hold up. Been above the rolling current. Betting miasma belches from unseen depths. Answer nothing, ceaseless suffocating. It is terrible. Okay, so badness is happening. We must stop them. Oh, they're clouding us. That's not good. So it's not for Empire, and they're not on a planet, so probably gonna do Roamer. So we got this here. Tar that science vessel, and then do that. Okay.
New
Special project. Where is this? So, what? I guess I can't do this right away. Is this really? No, this can't. Is it? No, no, no. That's what I thought. Why was it telling me to go there? That's dumb. All right. You just need to research that right there. There. And then we can just go like that. Okay.
Anomaly found. Recon pass completed.
Hold on a second. I gotta get rid of this song. There we go. Must strengthen our ancient ward.
New sit rep.
Okay. Wherever that is, what's going on here? Ah, okay, so we gotta waste our research on that. Okay, let's do it. Need a second here to get another bite.
Construction complete.
All right, good stuff. So I think we're going to have to trade to get some more minerals. Our alloy gain's okay, but it could be better, but we don't have a lot of mineral gain, so we're kind of just going to have to deal with it for now. We still have some consumer goods. Let's see how much we would spend. We spent exactly 4, so I think we probably could... Let's see what we can build here. I think we need to build a research lab next. Yeah. That's definitely... In fact, we could build 2 of them. We'd only have a deficit of like 1. So we're going to go ahead and do that.
Anomaly found. System reconnaissance completed.
Plus, we need to do the research for the event. I want to make sure nobody's on. Okay.
Recon pass completed.
Council agenda ready.
So we have strong on our own, display of power, evolving society. Let's see, information quarantine, fortify the border. Nah. Star experience, are we upkeep? Leader experience gain. Build for all types. I think we're better off with this one. And we could pick another scientist. Let's see if we can pick one with bonuses though. This one's really good, but he's already doing something. We need more commanders. Let's see if there's a bonus on here that we could really use. Yeah, don't really... That's Empire. That's planet-wide. He's not going to be on a planet. This is the one to beat so far. And I would like to get something better than that. But I guess that's what we got, so we'll just go with him. Just make sure he doesn't go on a planet, because that'll be an L. Be a bad bonus. Let's go ahead and... So he's there. We haven't started another fleet yet, so we'll just... Yeah. Skirmisher is good. Well, you know what? We're gonna make friends with those amoeba, because I want to go in there and take that system, maybe.
Permanent communications have been established with an alien empire.
So, Space Amoeba study. Let's do that. Afterwards, though. We have to do this one first. So what we got here? Strong and work together. Stop pausing when I tell you. Monthly Unity. Nice. Council Gen Speed. Oh, that's really cool. Alright, that's good stuff. Should I even pay attention to factions anymore? We definitely want to promote this one because it's all green, it's 100%. So we'll just do that. There we go. We can build a outpost here. So guys, I want to let you know that I'm getting tired. I'm slowing down a little bit, so probably am going to end the stream soon. Probably... You know what? Now might actually be a good time. Though I hate to do it when I have so many concurrent viewers. You guys are great. Just want to let you know that. Hope you show up more often. I might stream tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see, but yeah, stick around. You know, be on the lookout for me hitting 10,000. When we hit 10,000, we're gonna have a balls to the wall party. It's gonna be. I am gonna allow then to lose my shit, and we're just gonna hopefully have a good time. And hopefully there's going to be a lot of people there. I'm inviting everyone I know. I'm pressuring. I am, RSVPing. I'm going to plan this out a week in advance. I'm pulling out all the stops that I can pull out. So this is huge. 10,000 is huge. For me, for you guys, for all of us. I mean, I think it'd be pretty cool if I was a viewer. If I was subbed to a person that was obscure, they didn't have 100,000, they didn't even have 1,000, and just watch them go from that to 10,000, I think that's pretty damn cool. I've subbed to a few YouTubers in my lifetime where I saw that kind of happen on a larger scale. There was one I knew. Actually, his name was he's actually considered the lore master. The YouTube lore master of 40K. Some of you may know who he is. But I watched that guy's videos very early on, back, in I think 2014, 2015. I was part of the Sleep Club a long time ago, and back when he only had 300,000 subscribers, and now he's pushing 1 million. Other folks I've seen. It's pretty cool to watch that. I hope I can give you guys the same experience. That's what I hope. I hope we can look back on this. What appropriate music, right? And be like, I was there when he had 10,000. When we had 10,000. I was there, I do dream someday, maybe. I don't know if I'm ready for it. If the powers that be think I'm ready for something like that, I'd like to at least get 100K and if not more. I mean, I'd love to get right now. I mean, as far as I know, I see no reason to not try for 1 million if I can, but I don't start there. So, but it is my dream. I want to go as far as I can. I don't know if I want to go as far as retiring from YouTube, like we know one person did. One person out of all of them that officially retired. But honestly, like I said, I don't got a lot to do in this world other than dream. Dream and survive. Dream, survive, do this, thrive, work. So I think, yeah, I am hopeful for the future. You know, I gotta be. So I think I can't wait to see y'all there. I hope y'all show up. You know, yeah, I know some of y'all will. And so, anyway, I love you guys. You know, first-time viewers, glad you're here. Hope you stay. Hope you come back. We have a lot of fun here. And, you know, I'm running out of steam, so I'm going to go ahead and we'll just do the end screen button. But yeah, so, you know, look for my next Stellaris video. It's going to be soon. After I release that video, I am going to, I believe, I haven't decided. I need to share with you guys what I learned that has catapulted my play, my past few Stellaris games. And I don't believe any other YouTubers talking about it, that specifically. They talk about similar things, but I think I have a unique take on it that actually works better, I think, in some ways. Not saying my way's the best or that's perfect, but it definitely makes sense to me, and the way that I had tried from others did not make sense. And I you know me, I like to put things in a simple format that anyone can understand. I don't like jargon. I don't like making big words to sound better. Not saying that anybody does that specifically or taking shots at anyone. I'm just saying for me personally, I don't like to say more that's necessary when it comes to dispensing knowledge. I like to get my point across. I like to put it in terms that anyone can understand, because I think I believe that knowledge should be given freely and shouldn't be gated, for one. I don't believe that it needs to be literal rocket science or hard to understand. You know, I believe that you can teach anybody anything, you know, if you present it correctly. That's kind of what I believe. And that everybody deserves the chance to get knowledge. But enough of that. You guys have a good one. Again, you know, wouldn't be a YouTuber if I didn't, you know, tell you that, hey, if you like my stuff, hey, there is a subscribe button. There is a like button. You can use it or not. You know, it's up to you. Only if you want to. Only if I deserve it. Especially if you want a super chat or whatever, I welcome that too. And I'll thank you for it. If you're a member, you know, I'll thank you for that too. And you will get to see my Empower backlog. It's $5, and you get to see everything, whether it's 2 months out or a year. So that's something I can get back to you guys for doing that. Also, as I get bigger, you bet you guys are going to start seeing member-only videos that I will release a month later to the public for you guys, those that are members to see. You know, I'm not gonna make that exclusive forever, but I want to give something back to my members that want to invest in my channel, which is, I feel that's what you're doing. You're investing in my brand and my channel, and I appreciate it. You know, you believe in me, you believe in the work I'm doing, and that I do appreciate that, and I want you to know that. Jokes aside, not gonna be flippant about it. You know, I do this as a labor of love, but I would love to get paid for it. Let's put it that way. It'd be nice to get paid for it, of course. Everybody wants to get paid for that, right? No, I like money. But you know what? But at the end of the day, I'm just a hero for fun, right? I didn't start out with this just because I wanted to make money. I enjoy doing this. That's why I don't even get paid that much when I do this, because I enjoy doing it. I think that's really what separates. Now that I'm here. Yeah, I did the promotional thing, but I know plenty of YouTubers that did that as well. But the reason I've stuck it out and have not quit and fell victim to that valley of quitting, right, is because I'm here for other reasons besides just money. And I think that's important. Anyway, I'll leave you with that. You guys have a great day or evening, depending on where you are in the world. Goodbye.